A major health system loses hundreds of employees in the wake of a vaccine mandate. What is ahead for healthcare as we move into the COVID-flu combo? We're starting to see redistricting maps. If you wanted a grid, it's not quite what you'd hoped. And we'll meet the challenger for Detroit City Clerk, Denzel McCampbell. Today is Sunday, October 10th, 2021, and this is Flashpoint. Hi, welcome to Flashpoint on this October 10th. So happy anniversary, babe. And it's good to have you with us this morning. I had hoped today we would be hosting a debate of sorts between Detroit City Clerk Janice Winfrey and the challenger in her race, Denzel McCampbell. Now, 4 years ago, Winfrey was here to go one-on-one with now Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. And I was eager to reboot the same kind of give and take with this year's election now just 3 weeks away. But Winfrey has made it clear she has no intention of appearing on the program this year. So instead, we will meet her opponent a little later on this morning. It's also time for us to get another update on the progress of the Michigan Redistricting Commission. We now have a few working maps to look over. Now, many had hoped this commission would rid us of those strangely serpentine districts that seem to define gerrymandering. But lo and behold, these aren't exactly squares and rectangles either. We'll talk about that coming up. But up first, last week, Henry Ford Health System announced they were parting company with some 400 employees who refused to go along with the system's COVID vaccine mandate. We already know it's getting tough to hire nursing home workers and nurses. Can a hospital system afford to lose that many employees? On the other hand, if there are employees who refuse to get a vaccine in the middle of a pandemic that, of course, lives quite acutely in our nation's hospitals, can they afford to keep them? It's all today on Flashpoint. Well, any business that decided to institute a vaccine mandate knew that they were doing so taking a bit of a risk, that they might lose an employee or two, or more than that. We got the news this past week that one of the major health systems in Southeast Michigan was losing some 400 employees over the vaccine mandate. Let's talk about it with the COO of the Henry Ford Health System, and that's Bob Riney, back with us again on Flashpoint. Bob, I appreciate the time today. Tell me a little bit about, was this about what you expected? More losses, fewer than you expected? How did it turn out for you?
You know, Devin, any loss is less than I would have wanted, or more than I would have wanted. Sure. But out of 33,000 employees, the fact that we ended up with 400 that we just couldn't reach an agreement with on complying with the vaccine mandate is something that I'm very proud of. As I mentioned, I wish it could be zero, but it really means that 99% of our team members found their way to supporting this leading cause that we've taken on. And that's our fundamental belief that we owe it to ourselves and to our communities to be safe, and that the vaccination process and vaccines are the key to that safety. So I'm very happy with the outcome overall.
You know, Bob, for a lot of businesses, I think it's a tough call whether or not they want to institute a vaccine mandate. I've talked to some business owners who are already so strapped for employees, they don't feel like they can do that. But if you're a system that is made up for healthcare, made up of hospitals, my hunch is you didn't feel like you had much of a choice but to institute a mandate. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And I believe that tough calls don't always happen at opportunistic times, but you have to live your values. You know, you have to live your values. And, you know, our values were really surrounded by the fact that we believe vaccines are the way out of this just horrid 18 months that we have been spending. And we knew it wasn't going to be popular. We knew that we would be taking some risk at a time, as you said, that the workforce shortages are across all industries and across the country. But we decided we can't pause on our beliefs and our values simply because it's going to be harder for us in the short run.
As we've watched a couple of things develop, obviously the Delta variant has led to a lot of breakthrough cases that run right through the protections offered by the vaccine. Has that made you more impassioned about the vaccine, or more along the side of, well, it's the best we can do?
No, it's actually made me more passionate about the efficacy of the vaccine, because there are breakthrough cases, but breakthrough cases are happening because variants are allowed to have life and to grow. And that is because we still have such a huge number of unvaccinated people. So it's not a surprise that these variants will find ways to, affect the vaccines that have been put in place. But the facts are the facts. The vast, vast majority of cases are still unvaccinated individuals. And of those breakthrough cases, the absolute majority of those cases are mild and are not requiring hospitalization and certainly not resulting in deaths. So to me, this is just further evidence that the vaccines work, but it's further evidence that until we shrink this gap between unvaccinated and vaccinated, we leave ourselves exposed.
Any one healthcare worker, though, who chooses not to get the vaccine almost seems to have an exponential impact, because those who are against the vaccine or just against the vaccine mandates like to point to how many healthcare workers have decided, like, these are the people who know, and if they're not getting the vaccine, then maybe we need to rethink this.
Yeah, I think that's a convenient place for people to land. But at the end of the day, healthcare has employees that come with all different kinds of beliefs, just like the general population. I think people should concentrate on the fact that even without mandates, 75, 80, 85% of healthcare workers were first in line to get vaccinated. And then with the mandates, we were able to move that up to 99%. So the vast majority of healthcare workers who've done their research reached the conclusion that this is the way to protect themselves and their family.
There's, of course, I think the cliched view of this is that it's people on the far right who are the anti-vaxxers, but you've got a hospital that sits right in the middle of Detroit where the vaccine rates in the city of Detroit are deplorably low. What can we do about that?
What we have found at this point is that the key to getting the unvaccinated vaccinated is one-on-one conversations, because you really have to get at their particular fear or apprehension. And oftentimes it doesn't fall in the stereotypical box that we might think. It's maybe about political affiliation. It may be about a history or an adverse reaction to some vaccine they had in the past. But we're finding all sorts of reasons. And one of the things that we have found very effective is helping people figure out a way to save face when they originally took a position that they were against the vaccine, and they've now come to realize that it is what they want to do, but perhaps they're having trouble going back and showing that change of view to a family member or to a colleague or to a peer. And it's been surprising to us, helping people through even some of those conversations is making a huge difference.
Lastly, Bob, tell me about your outlook here as we move into an arena that I think a lot of people are concerned, and that's this collision of flu season with COVID season. Our flu vaccines are available, but since we didn't really have a flu season last year, we don't really know how effective this year's vaccine is going to be, right?
We don't, but what we do know is that the combination of influenza vaccines and mask wearing during high season, regardless of what your views of that, it created almost a non-event last year with influenza. So we are really encouraging people, because I'll tell you, our hospitals are full right now. They are filled, and it's not because of COVID. COVID represents a portion, about 15% of our admissions, but the vast majority is other issues, people that have really needs they need to be taken care of. And I dread the thought of a heavy influenza season coming on top of this heavy demand. And so get your influenza vaccine, and if you're eligible for the booster, get it as well.
You got it. Always good to talk to you. Appreciate the update, Bob. Good luck going forward, and thanks for the time today on Flashpoint.
Thank you, Devin.
You bet. We'll take a quick break. We come back, we'll talk about the latest developments on redistricting in Michigan. This is Flashpoint on Local 4.